Hello, everybody. I'm here live again on our Sunday evenings, 8:30 p.m. Pacific time. My name is Miriam Cunha, the founder of TransVibrating energies, transvibrating consciousness into newer, higher, happier frequencies. And here we are. This amazing graphic you can see here on my background when I don't move and you look at my bedroom. It's HUNAB KU. HUNAB KU. It's the symbol the Mayans used for their god HUNAB KU, which represents the central sun of the galaxy. And the important information for today is that in synchronicity with the Tzolkin calendar, which is the calendar I'm gonna share the screen with you, and this time I'm gonna do it right. This is basically a sort of a remake of the video I did when I was camping, because when I was camping, there was a lot of distraction. The internet was really good, and I kept getting disconnected, and I didn't know where I was. Too relaxed to be doing a video live. So I decided to do it again, give you some more information about the important energetics of this synchronicity of time we are going through as a collective human species on this planet, along with all the other species that cohabitate with us here, because we are not alone here in terms of enjoying the planet or learning with the planet. I don't like to use the expression harming the planet, because not all of us are doing that, and many of us are striving for a better experience here on this planet. And we have lots of beings that we refer to them as animals, although I think the human being is also part of the animals species that cohabitate with us here, besides other beings that we, most of us, so let's say not every, many of us know of their existence, but most of humanity hasn't been aware of the existence of other beings that cohabit this planet, inside the planet, and in another dimensions, like a dimension between the third and the fourth, and also fourth. And the universe is more complex than we think. What did you think? That we were the only ones in the universe? We are the only ones here in this planet that have awareness and thoughts and consciousness? No, we're more, many more than we can imagine. Anyway, let me share the screen with you. And this is going to be the screen. This is a workshop I gave. Like, I'm going to share the screen with a PowerPoint I made for a workshop I gave back in 2012 when we were approaching the one of the portals, because this hasn't been the only portal, of course. But 2012 was this big fuzz in the media about the Mayans and the synchronicity and what's happening. Is it going to be the end of the world? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I gave some workshops about this particular calendar and the concept of time. And that is what I'm going to share with you right now. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I'm preparing a course, and the course is going to be available at the Metaphysics School online. And if you haven't heard about the Metaphysical School yet, check it out. It is an amazing, amazing project that Tina has created and has brought together many facilitators and teachers from around the world to teach all different aspects of metaphysics at a very, very, very affordable fee to enroll on the courses and to be a member of the community. And talking about that, next Sunday, she will be my guest here on the channel, and we're going to talk more about the how the project came about and what is it is bringing to the community. So stay tuned next Sunday at 8:30 p.m. with an interview with Tina from Metaphysical School. So the course, I was saying that this unprepared course, that it will be available at the Metaphysical School. And today I'm just going to go quickly through the concept of time so that you understand a little bit more of what we're going through right now, the energetics of what the Earth is going through. Not only the Earth, but our entire planetary system, because the planetary system is aligning right now perfectly with the central sun of the galaxy, HUNAB KU, that you can see the symbol behind me. And we're all this week, the energetics have been amazing, strong, transformative, and they keep going a little farther. So take advantage of that. Let me share the screen now. And I want this screen to be shared. All right. So I hope you can see my PowerPoint screen here. I'm gonna, yeah, I guess we can start by this. No, actually, I want to start before because I want to start from the basics. So this is a little comedy chart, and this particular graphic here shows something interesting for you to understand how the Mayans understood time. Time is not linear, it's not straight. It doesn't go from a point A to point B in a straight line, like it starts and it ends and period. No, this is how we have been taught, and we have been under a spell. And that's why Arguelles, who actually created a different, I would say a different translation is not the word, a different an interpretation of this calendar, which received resistance from many different groups, including some of the most Orthodox Mayans. But we have to understand that when the Catholic Church, when the Vatican arrived in the Caribbean islands and finally Central America, the area where the Mayan ruins were, and they found reminiscence of the Mayans there. They had a mission, and one of their they had missions. One of their missions was to destroy most of the information they found there. So they destroyed a lot of information, and they somehow were able to induce most of the indigenous population of Central America to go to believe into their stories of the church and to forget about this precious information the Mayans have left us. But not everybody forgot about that, right? So a lot of information was kept. And we're fortunate that a lot of information was kept. But when that happened, actually, they switched the synchronicity of the Mayan calendar, of the spiritual Mayan calendar, the Tzolkin, with the Gregorian calendar at the time, and time was missed there because even the Gregorian calendar has been altered and is not harmonic. So when Arguelles started restudying this material, he started not only channeling new information, but he was able to do the whole math accounting to fix all the gaps caused by the lack of harmony and synchronicity of the Gregorian calendar when they matched the dates with the Mayan calendar. And I've been studying this particular calendar for decades. And the more I study and the more I know and the more I figure out about things that are going on, I realize that this synchronicity, it's amazing. I've tried the other one, but I still go with this one. This is what my guides are saying, my intuition is saying, and that is the interpretation that I use. It's Arguelles interpretation. And going back to this symbol here, so you hear this big line here that I'm pointing out. It's the big year of 365 days calendar, the HUNAB. And you can think about that as a big wheel. And along this big wheel of 360 days, you have those other smaller wheels that go turning around. So you have this wheel here that has 20 symbols, and then you have this smaller one here that has 13 numbers or frequencies. And as they go around and around, they keep forming different combinations for each day of the year. But because those two here have 20 and 13, they actually create 260 different combinations, which go along the 365 days, creating a different frequency for each day. And after 260 days, we are back to the same frequency again in a different level. So you got to think about that as a spiral, and that it goes like this. So you go around, and then the next turn is it's higher or low. It's a different space, right? So if you think about the Earth moving or the planetary system moving, think about a spiral moving. Don't think about a straight line. And okay, so moving on here. This graphic here also shows a lot of the synchronicity. So this part here with the little squares or rectangles, it's the Tzolkin calendar, the spiritual calendar the Mayans use. This calendar it's a matrix code according to my concept, my downloading. This is the galactic genetic code of creation of everything that it's in this galaxy. Everything starts from a combination of this. And this concept is a fractal, so it's a pattern. This pattern applies to different things, different measures of time, including the concept of God, the two brains, the yin and yang, and the earth. So our work here right now is to synchronize with the harmony of time as art, not as money. So we gotta detach from the system, the artificial system that was created here to imprison us. We gotta detach from that concept of time, from that crooked calendar we were imposed. And when I say crooked, think about it. It's every year you have 12 months, which doesn't go with the moon cycles. each one has a different, what's going on? Why my antivirus had to decide to run right now? I don't know. Anyway, it distracted me. Of course, I had to have a distraction. Let's go back to this, okay? So I forgot what I was saying. So let's just continue. Oh, time is art. So yeah, we're detaching from time is money, Gregorian calendar that is out of harmony, that is divided into 12 and not 13, and where 13 has been embedded with the idea of bad luck and evil. And so just to avoid us from using the frequency of 13, 13 is the frequency that helps us move from one wave to another. 13 is the frequency of time travel. 13 is the frequency of time portal travels. Put that in your mind. And let's continue here with the next ones. This one shows an idea of what fractal is. So if you pick any loop in and out, and that's how time is. And that is the concept of infinite. And this picture here actually shows a little better for our minds to understand. If you have a pattern of a hand and other hands start growing from each finger, they will follow the same pattern. And so, and infinitely, right? So from the other little hands, other hands, and hands, and hands. And that is what a fractal is. And you can see that kind of pattern all over nature, all over nature. When you look at the branches of the trees, at the leaves, at the vegetables, at animals, at our bodies, everything runs with patterns of repetition. And that's where our consciousness comes and is able to evolve into a certain repetition our consciousness has been focused on. And then we say, okay, I had enough of this learning and I want to move on. And right now in the planet, it's an opportunity for any soul to move on into a new journey and not to go again back to a system as it has been set up here, which is basically a prison. It's a learning prison, but it's a prison. And if you want to set free, this is the opportunity right now. This graphic here is showing the Tzolkin fractal pattern code, as I was talking, in a pattern of 26,000 years. And all of our history from the last 26,000 years, it's here. And guess where we are? We are at the end of the last one. So we've been through the whole big cycle of 260,000 years, and we're ending it here. But the end doesn't mean nothing else exists anymore. It means that we start again on this beginning here, which is the first one on the left. So we start again, but in another level of the spiral. So our planet and our planetary system, it's evolving to a different timeline of another 26,000 years if the concept of time continues the same. But this is where we are. We're in the peak, transposing the end of this entire history and starting a new one. And it's overlapping. It's overlapping, and that's why there is so much chaos. There is resistance from the whole history we've been attached to. we all have been attached to this whole coding we wrote together as humanity, as a consciousness, collective consciousness. We wrote all this together and we're attached to that. So we need to detach because this is dawn and we need to move on. Well, actually, we have the opportunity to move on. This is up to everyone's free will right now. So this is another important thing. So you see the same pattern here, this kind of DNA format with the green rectangles there. And this is the same as this calendar here. So here you have the plain pattern with the symbols, which are archetypes, and the Mayan numbers, which are the dots and the bars. And if you look at the Arab numbers, like from 1 to 3, it continues all the way to 260. But if you look at the Mayan numbers, it goes from 1 to 13, and it starts from 1 again here, and it goes 2, 3, 4, 13 again, and it goes in waves of 13. And like I was saying, 13 is the key number frequency to move one from one wave to another. So stop fearing the number 13. Embrace it as a time portal. All right. That's probably why it has been connected to death, because when we are moving on from one thing to another, it is death, right? It's the link in between one journey and another. And we have been programmed to fear death and to get attached to the story, to the drama that we've been going through. So we create resistance and pain on the process of moving on the detachment. And yeah, that's it. So now this is a little bit more complex. This is one wave of 13. Those are the 13 number frequencies. They have names: magnetic, lunar, electric, self-existent, overtone, rhythmic, resonant, galactic, solar, planetary, spectral, crystal, and cosmic. Cosmic, transcending 13. So this year on Earth, synchronizing it with this calendar, we started the year on July 26, 2020, under the lunar frequency, which is the number 2, and combined with the storm, which is this archetype here, this symbol here. So here you have 20 symbols. Each one has carries as an archetype a programming, a meaning. The dragon is the beginning of everything, is the mother giving birth. The wind is the communication of the spirit. And I don't want to go through every one of those right now because I want to talk more about what we are going through, and the full course will be at the Metaphysical School. So we are going this year until July next year through the blue storm, this character here, under number 2. And 2 is a challenge. So as a humanity, we are facing the challenge of the blue storm. And the blue storm represents self-generating energy. Think about the storm. It creates this beautiful energy rays, lightning bolts and noise, and it can transform radically things, and it can purify, and it self-generates all this energy, and that's what the storm is. So it is a year that is going to be challenging us to find the source of energy inside of us, to find our own source of energy. And it can be challenging for different energy aspects. Light, because light, electricity It's the same kind of idea we're talking, right? The storm, electricity. Look into Tesla and you understand more about electricity. So those will be things that will be challenged. We might experience a few days without electricity. We are already experiencing severe storms everywhere in the planet. And internally, individually, we are storming, storming our own learning and finding out, okay, I can do it by myself. I don't need the system to tell me what is right or what is wrong, or what to do or what not to do. And it's all part of self-generating your own energy. Also, instead of having to be like a vampire and grab energy from somebody else. Because many of us have experienced that, either doing it because we didn't connect with our own source of energy, or experience from other beings that don't know how to connect with their own source of energy, that they create drama mechanisms to grab energy from others. Even if you talk too much and don't listen to the other person, you're grabbing energy. You know, the other person is like, I need to go out. So be aware of these processes of self-generating your own energy, being your own source of energy, instead of having to be like a vampire and suck it from others. Because first, you don't really know what you're getting from others, what kind of energy. And second, it's not fair. We all have our own source. We just gotta connect with it. And let me see if there's anything here on this. One last thing. This is the symbol that I have behind me, and this is the symbol of HUNAB KU. And as you can see, it resembles a lot the yin and yang. So that is one of the big principles of the universe we live in, is the physical universe, because there are different dimensions. The physical universe is got the duality always blending with each other. And always when you go through a period of darkness, there is always some light hidden there waiting for its moment to come through. And when there's the period of the light, there's always some darkness there waiting for its period again. It's just like at night we have darkness, and during the day we have the sun shining. Everything responds to this universal law of the yin and yang, the HUNAB KU, and other symbols, other amazing civilizations left for us as clues to understand where we're at. And right now I'm going to stop sharing this and share another window. Hello again in big picture. I'm going to share with you. Let's see, share screen. Oh, but I gotta make it bigger first. Bear with me, bear with me. All right. So last time I realized that I shared this screen with the pyramid shape, and when I put it big, it didn't show because Zoom kept the pyramid shape. So now I'm making it bigger first before I share. And I'm gonna share this big screen here. All right, so now you can see this blue screen with the symbol. This is the day today. Today we are under number 3, and we are in service. Number 3 is the energy of service. We are in service of exploring new ideas. This symbol here is the Skywalker. The Skywalker represents exploration of new ideas, new paths, and is guided by the earth. The earth is evolution. So we're moving and evolving, being guided by this movement and evolution to explore new ideas and serve others. teach others that they can explore new ideas. They don't need to get stuck into the old ways. We can explore new ideas. It's okay. We can have harmonic discussions. We can have different ideas in between all of us and discuss them. And we don't need to be nasty to each other just because we think differently or because we're exploring a different path, right? This is happening a lot in humanity right now. The system has influenced people through the mainstream media to fight against each other because of ideologies and ways of thinking, and all based on fear of dying, the fear of getting sick. And I don't want to get into that now, but think about that, meditate about that. So I'm going to put here the Tzolkin, and as you can see, the highlighted point here is the number 3. I see the Skywalker on the left side. So you move towards the center and you find number 3. This is the combination of the Skywalker with the number 3. And as you can see, we are going through this medium column here. The medium column, especially the center of it, which was 3 days ago, we always, when we go through that, through those days, which are every 260 days, we experience direct contact with HUNAB KU, with the source of everything. And we can download information and knowledge and understanding. We receive information directly from there every 260 days. What is special about this time? This time we are in synchronicity with planetary alignments. Along with this, there are all kinds of signs together that are signaling that this is the perfect synchronicity of the Tzolkin with the ultimate step of moving forward to the new earth. And that's why it has been so intense this year. Until July, we were just preparing ourselves for what was coming. And now we are in the middle of the storm. And this is happening exactly synchronized with the middle of the Tzolkin. So the next 10 days, we're still going through this last wave of the middle of the Tzolkin, still with a lot of energy going through our evolution, moving, pushing us to evolve. But the first wave that ended 3 days ago, which got us into the center of the Tzolkin, actually was all about meditating, going inside and reflecting with the challenge of self-generating energy, which is the challenge of the year, right? This year goes all the way to July next year. And we went through this wave in service of enlightenment, shaping the form of giving birth on the physical form to a new earth, to a new you, a new me, in full command of the communication of the spirit, finding balance through dreams and through abundance and through intuition, channeling where to plant the seeds that we are letting flourish for the future, in the full integrity of trusting our instincts of survival and using our sexual energy, which is the most powerful creative energy we have, to create our survival. And activating a radical transformation to manifest healing and the accomplishment of a new organization. letting go, and that is happening already more towards the end of the Mayan year, which will be July next year. We're gonna start letting go by finding creative ways, finding beauty on the process, with the collaboration of the universe giving us the opportunity to purify our emotions and let go of everything we've been attached to, all this pain and dramas, to transcend into unconditional love. So I just read for you the summary of the wave of energetics we're going through from this July 26, 2020 until July 24th, 2021. And I say July 24 because July 25th is the day out of time, is a day that it's a link in between one cycle and the other, and it's out of the time concept in terms of it's more of a celebration day. And then on the 26th, you start a new 365 days cycle. So this reading I did of that wave, if you was too much information, you can always stop, go back, and listen again. But those are the energetics we are all going through as a planet, as a humanity, as all the beings that are on this planet, and as a planetary system as well. We're going through that experience all together. So 3 days ago, we ended up this fractal pattern piece experience of what is going to be for the whole year. And then we moved into the new wave of the continuing calendar. And today is the number 3 of a wave that is actually teaching us the process of not taking things so serious, being more playful, so that we allow magic to happen. And the challenge for the next 10 days, because we're already on the 3rd day, is freedom. It's free will, and it's the intelligence of being free. You, and we're in service of exploring new ideas to shape wisdom in full command of our inner vision and intuition, finding balance through having no fear, channeling the evolution and movement in full integrity of reflection and meditation to activate the self generation of energy and manifest enlightenment. Letting it go through giving birth to a new you, a new humanity, with the collaboration of the communication of the spirit to transcend into abundance. Abundance. The universe is infinitely abundant. So I'm going to leave it like that. So this is the wave that ends in 10 days. So we have more 10 days on this energetics, which complement the last 13 days of the previous wave that I read. Those 2 waves are the ones that synchronize in the center of the Tzolkin, the most powerful waves there to experience. So anybody who had birthdays the last, let's say 13, 14, 15, 16 days and the next 10 days are going to go through a lot of transformation, and embrace it along with the planets, because we are all going through that no matter what. But if your birthday was in one of those days recently, you're doubling that to you because you are going personally through that at the same time. And that is what I had to say. Let's see, it's 9 o'clock. This is what I had to say about this calendar and the waves. See if there is anything. So this is the wave we're going through right now. And I'm gonna close this window. Stop stop the share. All right. So I decided to embellish myself a little bit today with this beautiful bling bling bling. A dear friend from Brazil, Claudia, gave it to me. Claudia, if you're watching, se você está assistindo, I love it. Thank you so much. And it got an elephant here. An elephant is a symbol of abundance, like Ganesha. Ganesha. So remember, the universe is abundant. We're just immersed here in a drama that has been created for learning purposes. Because everything is allowed in this universe. Whatever you want to call the bigger force of the universe, God, Savior, HUNAB KU, Allah, Jesus, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the energetics, the frequencies we're navigating through that are allowing us to become better versions of ourselves. Because we started infinitely long time ago our journey. Who knows in which form, right? We have navigated through different forms. This body we're inhabiting right now, it's one of the forms we chose, the one we chose for now, for focusing right now and learning certain aspects of the universe. And we are very privileged to actually have been able to got a physical body at the moment we are going through on this synchronicity I was showing you, because although it seems to be a little bit it seems to be very challenging with everything we're seeing happening around the world through the media perspective. And what's really happening, because as soon as a collective of beings buy into the idea of that drama, they actually help create that drama. That's what it's the principle of magic, right? And that's why the beings that control this whole media system, they know that and they use that because they grab everybody's energy to help create the realities they want to create. And they seem to be interested in creating a lot of pain and drama and anger. And so do you really want to contribute to that, or do you want to step out of the drama and be an observer of the big play? That doesn't mean you're uh, getting exempt of the responsibility. You're actually immersing yourself into being responsible for not adding more energy into the pain and drama that is happening in the physical reality, and some drama that is happening in between the third and the fourth dimension as well. What happens in between the third and the fourth dimension, it's a big subject for another video, because there are some of the light workers already talking about that, but there is a lot of pain involved with that, and is being uncovered right now with the transformations that light beings on this planet are doing. When I talk about light beings, I feel so happy and full, because I've seen so many of us coming out and sharing this information and sharing this news. I've been immersed into this studies, esoteric studies and metaphysics studies for all my life. And I remember other incarnations, and I have astral travel and blah, blah, blah. And many of us has that too, but we have been kept quiet because it wasn't the moment to actually share many of those things. And right now, many of us are like, okay, this is the moment. You have to go out and show your face and actually share it. because people are getting ready. People are waking up in bigger numbers. Some won't wake up, and it's everyone's individual choice. And we will have to be ready to be detached from the dear ones close to us that decide not to evolve at this point and decide to look back into another system like this, which will not be in this planet. This planet, Earth, has decided as a being to evolve to a new experience, and it will not be the same as it has been for the last thousands of years. All this drama is going to move to a different physical area of this universe. Do you want to go and experience everything again, forget who you are? I don't know. Or do you want to move on? The choice is now. Your choice is very important to be done right now. Although many have done a choice before incarnating, for you that are awakening now, the choice is now. And for you that haven't been awakening exactly, you still have the choice. You still have the choice right now. And move fast because the portals don't stay open for too long in this fractal waves of time. Anyway, I will let you go right now. I think it was a lot of information already. And it's funny because that clock says one thing, that clock, maybe I started before. Who knows? I'm out of the Gregorian time, so why am I bothering by that clock anyway? I'm just feeling that it is time to finish this video right now with an invitation for you to join my channel. Please share it with who you think it will benefit from it, and click like to help my channel, and also subscribe to receive the notifications for the future videos. Next Sunday, which on the Gregorian calendar will be August the 16th at 8:30 p.m., we'll be here with Tina talking about the metaphysical school and her metaphysical awakening journey. It will be a very nice and intense sharing, and I hope to see you here again, even if it's live or watching later. You can always send questions ahead through YouTube or through my Facebook page. I have all the links below here. I have links to different platforms. Right now I'm so into like trying to come down from this big dimension of energies we went through. Because every time you immerse into this calendar and the symbols, it's like you're connecting to a stereogram, looking at a stereogram, you're looking to another dimension, and it takes a while to actually come back to this and think about more regular things like the Gregorian time and schedules and whatnot. So I will let you go, leaving you with these invitations to like, share, comment, subscribe, and come back next Sunday. And a big kiss from my heart, from this big heart immersed into HUNAB KU in Lakesh. I am another you. And